Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the EZA LR Androids 16, 17, and 18. I think I actually, I think they're just very good, just outright. They're very strong. This is the type of character that we would want. We get Dokkan Fest Android 21, who is good, but, you know, she certainly has numerous, flaws, right, that could hurt really badly. The team can struggle, damage-wise, HP-wise, there's not, a huge, great tank. It's a team that needs help, right? 21 needs help. And they gave us this EZA, who I think does satisfy that role. A huge, powerful Android category character. I mean, they have dodge, they have support, they have additionals. Android 16 is very powerful. There's a lot to this character. I think that this is actually really well done. I think that this is going to be a great, fantastic example of what a Yellow Crane LR EZA should be at. I've been saying that Yellow Crane LR EZAs, they feel kind of hit or miss, but I want to go back and double check. I feel like a lot of them this year have just been very powerful. God Goku, Beerus and Whis, Goku Black, this character, these Yellow Crane LR EZAs have not been bad. I mean, I do not like Kale and Khalifa at all. I think they're terrible, but besides them, a lot of these Yellow Crane LR EZAs, again, have been very strong. Now, when it comes to the build, I mean, I'm sure you guys will be shocked. I did go full dodge here. We did give them the dodge. I mean, I guess you could go additionals. I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan, of course, of crits. But of course, again, I guess additionals, they do get a lot of value from doing additionals. They're going to get a lot of stats, both as Android 16 and 17, 18, and, 17 and 18. But, I mean, the thing is, they have built-in additionals already, so remember, you will get the Hidden Potential System additional a little bit easier than normal with that. So, alright, let's just go ahead and jump into an event and see how effective the EZA 16, 17, 18 can be. Alright guys, we're here in an event, so I figured we could start out by fighting Cell right here. So remember, the thing about fighting a Cell with 16, 17, 18 is that their active skill will exchange into Android 16 for 3 turns, right? We could do this if HP is 66% or less with another 2 Android category allies on the team. Now, for starters here, we are rocking the, whatchamacallit. We're on 16, 17, 18's 200% leader skill team. One thing to keep in mind, I'll just briefly throw it up on screen. This character does not really have good 200% teams, right? They are not on Android 21's team, but again, even Android 21's team is not quite good enough. So we have 17, 18, 17, and 17, and Cell. None of those 3 are, by my estimation, a great character, or have a great team or anything like that. So for this video, we'll see what they could do on the 200% leader skill stats. When we're actually doing these fights against Omega and stuff like that, I probably will be on 21's team. I think for Dismal Future, Red Zone, Goku Black and Zamasu, those fights are a bit more tame. So we could use maybe 17 and 18 or 17 and 17. But against Omega and Fusion Zamasu, we're going to have to use the 21 team. But of course, this is a character that will typically want to be running with a lot of Android characters, right? So that first part of their active skill condition is really not that tough at all, right? Just have the HP under 66% with another 2 Android category allies in the team. And then we could also do it at any time if we're fighting a Cell. That doesn't include Cell Max, by the way. Cell Max is not a part of that. Honestly, they should add Cell Max, because it says characters such as Cell Jr. is excluded, right? And we see this with there's a lot of abilities where a character needs Goku and it'll say, Goku Ginyu, Goku Jr., not included. When this character came out, Cell Max was not a thing, right? But Cell Max now exists. So they should add Cell Max to that text. I think it would be good for them to do. Alright, now I kind of don't want to put them in front of Cell Super only because he debuffs. I'm actually going to just throw them in slot 1. I mean, this would count as juicing them up, but, I mean, 200% showcase, we could juice them up a little bit, and then obviously when we're going against Fusion, Zamasu, and Omega and stuff like that, we're using, teams to win type of stuff. So we're going to be at 24 key right here. In terms of their links, As long as we're running them with Android characters, we're going to be fine with their link set. So we have Infinite Energy, Android Assault, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Soul vs. Soul, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. They're at 267k right there. Now, we do have a Goku on rotation. So 17 and 18, their super attack is going to be the unit super, which means they are going to give a little bit of extra stats to 16, 17, 18 in the middle slot there. They're going to get a little bit of an extra juice, a little bit of an extra buff from this. So we'll see. Now, a lot of times, MVP 17, I mean, he is definitely a character that is good enough to run in these very difficult fights. I don't know. It's the thing with MVP 17 is that it can be bad luck. So 12 million, by the way, that's really good, considering that this character has 50% dodge and is giving Android category allies 2 key 50% support. Like, that's very, very, very strong. All right, now, they also do have other abilities after they dodge, right? So they get 35% defense within the same turn. So that's like, actually, like UI Goku has a similar mechanic, or Chi Lai or STR Whis, where they'll get a little bit of defense when they dodge. And then after, they dodge once, they do get an additional for 3 turns, right? So, like, like they have really quite a good design, I would say. All right, let's just try and get rid of this Int Cell right here. On the next turn, I just wanted to get that first turn in before Cell might have been able to debuff us or anything like that, right? Now on this next turn, we can put them in front of the attacks. So their dodge chance, 17, 18, it is only 30% at the start of turn, which isn't good enough. But if your HP is 66% or above at the start of turn, they get another 3 key and 20% chance to dodge. Now, 50% dodge is certainly good enough. If I was to change anything about this character, it probably would be just to buff them up to a 70% chance to dodge. So I would say something like allowing them to get 50% dodge at the start of turn, and then the 20% would buff them up to 70. That would be the one change I would make to them. I do feel like, but even that, like, I don't want to go too far, because they do seem quite effective to me. Like, I'll just be glad that we got, like, a character who's actually, like, very good, right? So, all right, we're not going to get any different links. So just with MVP 17, you guys can see we have everything up except for Soul vs. Soul and Legendary Power. Those are the 2 links we don't have active. Soul vs. Soul is just absolutely horrendous. Like, if we take a look at this, I just don't, like, we're not going to get this activated. I mean, I guess, like, if we're running, like, an Android Cell Saga team led by Super Trunks or something, maybe. Like, that would be weird to run this character and Super Trunks on the same team, though, probably. I don't know. This is just not, like, an ideal link for a character to have, but, I mean, that's just a relic of back when they came out, right? Back in 2019. So, all right, let's do this. So, remember, they have a 50% chance to dodge right here, plus, of course, I do have the potential system and blah, blah, blah. What's our defense? They're up to 427. Yeah, that looks crazy. So we have support from 17 and 18 last turn. They're 2-turn support, right, which is pretty substantial. Then we do have MVP 17, and then every super attack effect that 17 and 18 do gives us 30% attack and defense, right? And then, all right, let's see. So we're dodging. So now they get extra defense. They dodge a super attack. They're just dodging everything. Okay, yep. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then 12.5. So now we have a built-in additional after dodging. 50% chance for it to be a super attack. And then every super attack effect is giving us 30%. We do get the super, perfect. So, we do 12 million into a 7 million. They dodge the super, and they're giving the rotation 2 key and 50% support. And then we triple super. There's a hit. That's the hidden potential system additional super. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, they look good. There you go. Like, they're strong. I like it. There's no reason in the world why Dokkan can't do this, right? Like, androids is not a category where I'm going to be bouncing a kid on my lap saying, damn, dog. Back in 2023, that android category, shit, dude, it was nasty, right? Like, I'm not going to be saying that. So, like, we could get the strong EZA buff. It's okay. Like, I understand sometimes. Oh my god, we could finish this with UI Goku with his active. No, I can't. We can't though. We gotta. We can't. We gotta juice up Android 16. So we just saw 16, 17, 18. They look good. On this next turn, let's go ahead and swap out. Oh, a little bit more damage than I was expecting there, fellas. Come on. Whoa, 17 and 18. We need to... Okay, I didn't realize it would take quite that much. Okay, well, whatever. We're just having fun. We're just having fun. What the hell? 100K? Okay, I know they're not a slot 1 unit, but goddamn. Okay, so let's go ahead and swap into 16 right here. Again, we can do this. This actually works out perfectly because now we can put 17 in slot 1. Because his full ability is up. What is their defense right here? 490. That's so crazy. So, again, super attack effect is giving him 30% defense, right? And they also get 78% attack and defense when performing a super attack, right? So their full passive, they get 3 key, 178% attack and defense at the start of turn. They get 78% attack and defense on super attack, 30% chance to dodge. Then if HP is 66% or more, they get another 3 key and 20% chance to dodge. They get the 35% defense within the same turn that they do dodge. Then they get the additional for 3 turns after dodging as a high chance to super. And then Android category allies 2 key, 50% attack and defense. They're just bringing an awful lot to the table, man. Really good stuff.
戦う時が来たのだ。孫悟空と出会う前に。
Yeah, I love that voice actor too, man. He voices Garo. Oh, sick. Okay. All right. So we have Android 16 out here. Some of his links do change. He just gets, it's tough as nails. Shocking speed becomes tough as nails. Is this relevant? I mean, losing shocking speed is probably something that would hurt. Like Android 21, for example, has shocking speed. So like that is maybe problematic. 16 and 18, unfortunately, are not really good enough. I guess this guy is good enough. I'm clicking, but it doesn't. Actually, if I go over here, does it still pop up when I click them? By the way, I just saw that he has 484. Yeah, this guy, this 16 right here. He is solid if you have like a full Android Cell Saga rotation. So potentially, if again, maybe there's like an Android Cell Saga mission. Literally this fight against Red Zone Cell. You never know. Typically they're adding missions to the last stage of these like red zones and stuff like that. But like one day they could just add like a mission to this fight. Like they could add Android Cell Saga missions to this. And, maybe we could get this activated with that Android 16. That certainly is possible. Okay, so, yeah, there's that one change. Now, 16, the thing about this guy is that, like, we see the 484 right there. It depends on, like, how many additionals he gets and stuff like that. But, like, he can sky past, like, 2 million defense. Right, so I do want to go over his stuff. So a lot of times I'm, blabbering away during these videos, but like, I mean, bro, like it's what I do. Right? Yeah, you gotta buckle in. We're talking a lot. So both of his super attack effects by 16 are giving him 50% attack and defense. Right, both of them. And then he does lower enemy attack on his 12 key. Now he does lower your HP by 6% on his 18 key. I don't like that. I am not a fan of lowering your own HP. I don't think it synergizes super well, potentially, with the Android 21 team. A lot of the 21s are healing a lot. I mean, I guess maybe you can make the argument that 21s are healing, so, like, it'll offset this a little bit. I mean, it's not the biggest steal ever, but I just feel like it's unneeded, right? Like, they could have just gotten rid of that, man. They could have swapped that into him gaining 6% HP. I don't care. I don't care that he blows himself up. Who cares? Okay, in terms of 16's passive, so he gets 8 key, 240% attack and defense at the start of turn, 160% attack and defense on super attack. He has a 70% chance to crit. He does a guaranteed crit if HP is 66% or less at the start of turn, or if there's a cell. There is a cell. He launches an additional super if there's an Android Cell Saga category enemy. There is. Or if all allies in the turn are Android category, which we don't have right now, but we're going to have a lot during the 21 runs. So, all right, let's see what we do. Again, I don't know exactly what 16's defense is, but if he doubles supers, I think it's in like the 1.5 million plus range. I think if he triple supers, he would jump up above 2 million. 17 should be fine here because we have his damage reduction up. This will hurt. Oh, yeah, damn. When 17's damage reduction up, he is very good. He's very strong. Because, remember, Cell defensive debuffs when he supers, so that does damage. Like, that hurts, that super attack right there. So he just holds that in. 21. Wow. It's a guaranteed crit, by the way. And he has another additional coming in. That's a lot. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, here, hold this. Okay, and then... Oh, oops. Yeah, by the way, we ain't done yet. Yeah, I mean, 16 is powerful. He could potentially be susceptible to, like, you know, AoE normals. Oh, my God, okay. He could potentially be susceptible to AoE normals, like, I mean, a lot of characters, because a lion's share of his stats he's getting when he actually super attacks. But, I mean, he's a physical... Right now, in Dokkan, tech characters are 80 feet in the mud, and physical characters are in a better spot, although, again, I don't like physical characters against Omega. I always say that, right? SCR Omega is just so goddamn scary. I don't like playing around with physical characters against Omega too much. But 16 is a villain. With that level of defense, I mean, our stats would be definitely, like, at least probably 100k lower if, like a team fighting Omega, right? Because we did have some 17 and 18 two-turn support active there. I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, MVP 17 is definitely runnable in all these tough fights. But keep in mind that this character, we're not going to have them under a 200% leader skill when we're doing the world tour, because the 200% leader skills, just for the most part, are just flat out not good enough for this character. That's why I am really waiting, hopefully, for the Gammas, the Goatmas, to hop in. UI Goku has to dodge us or we lose. To be fair, if we die right here, I'll just end the video anyway, because we saw everything we needed to see. All right, but yep, UI dodges, perfect. Yeah, so, I mean, we're good. Again, we've seen what 16 can do, what 17 and 18 can do. I think that this is a masterclass EZA. You guys know I'm the king. I'll nitpick all these characters' kits. The only difference I would make, I think I'm fine with 16. 16's fine. Like, I totally get what they're going for. Good design. I like it. Like, you know, like, he's not perfect in every way. Like, an AoE could hit him or something like that, but it's not, he's good. He's good. No issue. The only change I would make to this character is, I mean, 17 and 18, they are not a dodge or die character. They're not. I mean, against, you know, physical fusions and monster supering them, yeah, sure. But wait, what, we could get this? What the hell? Oh, whoa! Wait a minute, dude, he gives support. Oh my God, dude, what the, this is like the God turn, what? I accidentally did this, are you kidding me? Oh my God, he gives support. How much support does he give again? It's 60%? Yeah, 59%. Oh God. This is 16 as well. Do some filthy things. That actually just shell shocked me. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, the only change I would make is 17 and 18. I would bump them up to 70% dodge. I would like them to be at 70% dodge, even though, again, they are not dodge or die. They should be able to tank most normals in the game after they attack. I don't think that's going to be an issue for 17 and 18, but that's kind of the one thing. Outside of that, I think they're designed very well. Alright, I wasn't aiming for this, but we, again, got the literal God rotation right here. So, we had double 17 and 18, and now we have most of his links or a bunch of his links activated. It's at 556k defense right there. Okay, sure. Let's see what damage 16 is gonna do right here. Again, remember, I mean, 16 has guaranteed crits, guaranteed additionals. Like, he's just doing all types of nonsense as well. So we should get, again, some very decent stats coming out from Android 16. So, and he gives us 23. Again, guaranteed crit. We have the guaranteed additional. Yeah, I mean, 16 and 17, 18. This is a strong EZA. I think they did a really, really good job with this character. I'm the king of, you know, Mickey Mouse checklist, and I could nitpick him to death and blah, 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 blah. But, Like, I do like what they did with this character. This feels like a character that will actually genuinely be able to help out any, like, android setups. And, you know, it's not one of those things where it's like, well, we just, you know, the androids are mid and we just got a million androids. Like, that's the problem with Majin Vegeta. Dokkan Fest Majin Vegeta came out, and it's like, he needs a Trunks, but it's like, we're sitting there like, dude, they did 50,000 Trunkses in 2021. Like, they actually released a Trunks every month in 2021. And it's like, they all suck. Like, but then they did release Vegeta and Trunks that saved Majin Vegeta, right? But the point is, Cell Max and, you know, more Gammas are definitely happening. And they're on the horizon. So I think that 16, 17, 18, not only are they, you know, effective now, but they're going to be really helpful when those characters come out in the future, the Gammas and Cell Max. Alright guys, so here we have the androids. Remember that this is 17 and 18/16 right here. So this is the android's journey, Android 17/18/Android 16. Leader skill here is Android category key 4 and 170% of stats, or extreme physical 4 key and 100% of stats. 170 to androids. I guess that probably would work well, actually, huh? Like, that would, like, you would probably do better with double 16, 17, 18 against, like, Fusions and Masa than double 21. I might consider that. That's not bad. That could work well. Their 12 key super attack is the Bloody Crash, which raises attack units by 30% for one turn. Colossal damage, lower enemy attack and defense. I do like the debuffing in here as well. Could be useful, again, for, like, a Super Battle Road situation or a Battlefield or something like that. 18 key super is Triple Annihilation, 30% attack units for one turn, Mega Colossal damage to enemy, then greatly lowering enemy attack and defense is good. This is a character that does not struggle for key whatsoever, either, so you are pretty much always going to hit that 18 key. I mean, every turn it feels like we need, like, 3 key to get to 24, right? Passive skill, Android's True Might. They get 3 key and 178% attack and defense. That's jumped up quite a bit. It was 78% right before their EZA. Then they get 78% attack and defense on super attack, 30% chance to dodge at the start of turn, and if HP is 66% or more at the start of turn, they get another 3 key and 20% chance to dodge. Now, if your HP is below 66%, you could just swap into Android 16, right? So that's why, like, that meshes well. That you know, okay, like, oh no, like, we don't have the 50% dodge, we could just swap into 16 at this point. They get 35% defense within the same turn after dodging. Again, like AJLUI, SCR Weirus, that type of, or SCR Weiss, that type of ability. That is strong. Considering how high their stats get, I mean, that is good. So, like, that's decent to have that. And then, by the way, that would be so I believe it's in the same phase as this, right? So if you have them in slot 1 for whatever reason, and they actually get that dodge off, like, there's your multiplicative defensive buff right there, right? So that's within the same turn. The 35% defense is just for that turn when dodging. And then you get an additional for 3 turns after dodging that has a high chance to super attack. Then you also give Android category allies 2 key and 50% stats. I mean, a dodging supporting character with very good high stats, really solid. They have their active skill exchange, where we can swap into Android 16. We exchange with Android 16 for 3 turns. We could do that if HP is 66% or less, which are more Android category allies in the team, which we're, you know, always going to do. This is an Android support type character, right? Or at any time if you're fighting a Cell. It doesn't include Cell Junior or Cell Max, right? Links are Infinite Energy, Android Assault, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Soul vs. Soul, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. They'll work well with all of, like, the traditional Android characters, like the Gammas, Super 17, 17 and 18, stuff like that. They won't work well with, like, Cell necessarily. I mean, some of the Cells have Shocking Speed, you know, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, sure, but like, that's kind of the issue with Cell, is that, like, Cell is, like, an Android character that doesn't, like, work well with the androids. If they drop a Cell needs to either be support or it needs to be a defensive god so we can go in slot 1. That's what is needed for a Cell. Like, if we're going to use Cell on the android team, right? So there's that. 12 key multiplier, 145%, huh? Not a big deal. And then 24 key is 200% right there. All right, so then in terms of the categories, 16, 17, 18 have, they of course are on the Android category team, which I do think is something that, I mean, it's getting a couple of new options here, but the problem is that a lot of the characters that they've dropped this year, I feel like are definitely more so on the miss side, mainly talking about this Dokkan Fest and this Dokkan Fest, right? Then on the Androids has Cell Saga team, so Super Trunks leads this. I mean, if there was like some sort of mission in one of these stages, this character potentially could help out. I mean, Androids has Cell Saga. We have gotten some really strong options, right? LR Future Gohan being on there. I mean, he's one of the top, 3 best units in the game, right? So that's good. They also are on the Joined Forces category, right? Another team with a lot of different options there. They're also, by the way, we could, depending upon what it is, they could just be a throw-on there. Like, we wouldn't have their links, but they would still be dodging, Like, yeah, we probably wouldn't have, their support or their links, which would take a lot of power out of them, but it's something to consider, right? Because you never know when there's, like, a burst mode or something like that where we might take advantage of that. They're also on Sibling Bond. This is the team we showcased them on in this video so far. Sibling Bond is kind of a mess. I mean, it doesn't help that they got a leader, and 17, 18, if a character can be good for Omega or Fusion Zamasu, I'm okay, but 17, 18 suck for both fights. So, it's like, yeah, you're just throwaway trash. So there's that. And then they're also on the Target Goku category team. So again, remember that they do have the kind of like transformation, the exchange with Android 16 for 3 turns. If HP is 66% or less with the 2 Android category allies, or we are fighting a Cell. Super attack changes, passive changes. One of his links do change as well, right? So Android 16 comes out. His 12-key super attack is the Hell Flash, which gives you 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. 18-key is Triple Annihilation Max, which gives you 50% of stats, mega colossal damage to enemy, and then losing 6% HP. His passive skill, Mysterious Power Revealed, he gets 8-key and 240% attack and defense. That's a lot. Then he gets 160% attack and defense on super attack. That's also a lot. Then he has a 70% chance to crit, and he does guaranteed crits if HP is 66% or less, or if there's a Cell. So basically, hit your first turn in Android 16, no matter what, you're doing guaranteed crits, because it's both of his conditions to change, right? Either under 66% HP or if there's a Cell. So that's good. Another reason why I don't think hammering crits for 17-18 is really that good of an idea. I feel like you're just losing a ton of value just by, again, hammering just like full crits if you're that type of player, right? Then you get an additional super attack if there's an Android Cell Saga enemy, or if all allies in the same turn are Android category characters. That's not really too bad of a deal. Again, I think I might rock double 16, 17, 18 for Fusion Cell. I think that could work well. And then links are Infinite Energy, Android Assault, Solid Support, Tough as Nails, Soul versus Soul, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Shocking Speed is what becomes Tough as Nails. By the way, I actually, that is kind of a shame, because I do think that Shocking Speed on 16 would be better for him than Tough as Nails, but, it is what it is. So there we go. There is the EZA Android 16, 17, 18. Let me know what you guys think about them, but I would say I'm very impressed. I think that above anything else, they have a nice, strong design. Makes a ton of sense, right? Like, I do love, even like a character like, who's a Xeno Deborah is weak, but I feel like he has a really tight, good design. 16, 17, 18, they're a good character who has good design. So very, very fun. Let me know what you guys think of them, and I'll catch y'all next time.